Hello and welcome back to the Wisdom of the Inspired Living, a Wisdom of the Family Soul series exploring how our relationship with life is shaped through belonging, inheritance, and the deeper systemic patterns that live within us. In our previous episode, we explored resistance as the hidden fight with life. Today we move even deeper because eventually what remains emotionally unresolved does not only stay in the mind. Very often the body begins to carry it. Many people live with chronic tension, fatigue, tightness in the chest, digestive discomfort, anxiety, headaches, restlessness, all the feeling that their body will never fully relax. And while these experiences can absolutely have medical and biological causes, systemic work also invites us to ask another important question. What might the body be trying to communicate? From the perspective of the wisdom of the family soul, the body is not separate from our emotional and systemic experience. The body remembers. The nervous system remembers. And sometimes the body carries what the family system could not express openly. Today we explore how the body carries the unspoken. One of the most profound things we observe in systemic work is that emotional experiences do not disappear simply because they are unspoken. What cannot be expressed emotionally often seeks another pathway. And many times that pathway becomes the body. A family may never openly speak about grief, but sadness lives quietly in the nervous system. A family may never acknowledge fear, but anxiety becomes normalized across generations. A family may silence anger, but the body remains contracted and guarded. Children especially are deeply sensitive to emotional atmosphere. Even when the body explains what is happening, even when nobody explains what is happening, the body perceives tension, absence, fear, emotional suppression, conflict, instability, or unresolved pain. And because children naturally seek belonging, they often adapt themselves to the emotional reality of the system. Sometimes they become hyper alert. Sometimes they disconnect emotionally. Sometimes they carry responsibility too early. And sometimes they learn not to feel. The body absorbs these experiences long before the mind can understand them. This is why many people later say, I do not know why I feel this way. Cannot relax. I always feel on edge. My body never switches. The body may still be responding to an emotional reality that once required protection. From the wisdom of the family soul perspective, the body is not only personal. The body can also carry systemic memory. Not memory in a purely intellectual sense, but emotional memory, relational memory, survival memory. Sometimes unresolved experiences echo through generations. Fear, displacement, grief, exclusion, loss, abandonment, trauma. And when these experiences remain unacknowledged within the system, later generations may unconsciously carry aspects of that emotional burden, not as punishment, not because something is wrong, but because the family soul seeks wholeness and acknowledgement. The Agreement to Love Wisdom material speaks about how emotional resistance and chronic stress may manifest physically through chest tension, stomach discomfort, headaches, neck tension, fatigue, and other physical symptoms. It also reminds us that emotional disconnection may contribute to deeper physical strain over time. From a systemic perspective, symptoms sometimes invite awareness. The body may be saying, something here still needs acknowledgement. Something has not yet been allowed to belong. Something remains emotionally unresolved. This does not mean illness is imagined or self-created. And it certainly does not mean blame. Systemic understanding is not your fault. It is about relationship and awareness. The body often reveals where relationship has become strained internally, emotionally, or systemically. Many people almost permanently, many people live almost permanently in subtle survival states. The nervous system remains prepared for danger, for disappointment, for rejection, for emotional overwhelm. And over time, this constant internal guarding becomes exhausting. The body was never designed to remain in continuous defense. Yet many people have adapted so completely to tension that they no longer even recognize it. They believe this is just who I am. But often the body is still carrying old emotional agreements. Stay alert. I cannot fully trust love. I must hold everything together. I cannot let my guard down. Rest is unsafe. Vulnerability is dangerous. From the perspective of the family soul, these protective patterns may once have served survival. And this is important. We do not approach these patterns with judgment. We approach them with respect because at some point, resistance and protection were trying to help. But what once protected us may later prevent flow, connection, intimacy, rest, creativity, joy, and emotional freedom. The body longs for safety. Not only physical safety, but emotional and relational safety too. And healing often begins when the body no longer needs to carry everything alone. One of the gentlest shifts we can begin making is moving from fighting the body to listening to it. So many people are angry with their bodies. They want symptoms to disappear immediately. They want anxiety to stop. They want tension to go away. Sometimes body is not the enemy. Sometimes the body has been carrying unspoken emotional truth for years. From the wisdom of the family soul perspective, awareness creates possibility. And when we begin acknowledging what the body may be holding, something often softens. Not instantly, not perfectly, gradually. The body begins experiencing less internal conflict, less suppression, less isolation, and slowly safety becomes possible again. Agreement to life includes agreement with our humanity, agreement with our emotional reality, agreement with the fact that our bodies have been trying to help us survive. And strangely, when we stop fighting the body often begins softening its fight as well. This is why healing is not only about fixing. Sometimes healing begins with relationship, with listening, with acknowledgement, with compassion. I want to invite you now into a small moment of awareness. Just pause for the moment. Notice your breathing. Notice your shoulders. Notice your chest. Notice your stomach and gently ask yourself, what might my body have been trying to carry for me? And perhaps, what would happen if I approached my body with curiosity instead of judgment? You do not need to force understanding. Sometimes simply listening changes the relationship. And sometimes relationship is where healing begins. Thank you for being here with me today. And in our next episode, we will explore a very important distinction. Why agreement to life is not giving up. Because many people fear that acceptance means weakness, passivity, or surrendering themselves. From a systemic perspective, agreement is something very different. It is often the beginning of freedom. Until then, move gently with yourself. Your body may have been carrying far more than you realized. And perhaps awareness can begin creating enough safety for something within you to soften, breathe, and reconnect again. May this awareness continue unfolding gently within you as you deepen your relationship with the wisdom of the family soul. And if you did find some value in this, somebody else may also find some value if you share it. Maybe click the like and subscribe so that you don't lose out on the next episode. Take care, and I will see you in the next episode.